Yes, people. Welcome to LFC Red Forever channel. So today we're going to be talking about the top four, about Newcastle, Manchester United, and Liverpool. How the top four is going to be end up at the end of the season. And I've got a special guest with me by the name of Casper. Well, Casper's been part of the channel for a long, long time. He's been on other channels as well, helping out on those ones. We're going to be working in the future together as well on another channel, UFT. So please welcome him in. Casper, what is going on, sir?
Yes, I'm blessed to be here.
One
You
second,
know,
one second.
feeling good, man.
How's everything with you, bro? Like in general, are you doing anything off screen or anything like that, other than like coming on here now and again?
Bro, life is pretty much good at the moment. I'm just taking it slowly now. These past couple of years, ready to get back into the YouTube scene now.
Yes. So obviously we're going to be talking about the top four. I talked about the top two yesterday. I'm going to do this Premier League show on a regular basis. So let's enjoy it and make out what we could do, how the top four could end up at the end of the season. Obviously Liverpool have caught up with you guys and Newcastle. Well, 1 point off you guys, we're 3 points off Newcastle. I can't believe it, bro. Like I'm in shock. Like majority of the season we was like in top like 10th next to Chelsea. Us two were there, and all of a sudden we're in top five. You know what angers me the most, Caspar? We've won like 5 games in a row, and drawn one, but we're still like behind you guys. Like it's like the wins don't exist. It's weird. It's strange. You know, like those kind of runs normally gets you up into that top four, but it hasn't with us for some reason, and it's strange, bro. It's strange. So I'm gonna look at the table and we could discuss like how the season is gonna go. Um, and we look at the squad as well. What do you think of you guys at the moment, bro? Like in general, like with Man United, is it in decline or can things change along the way? If you know what I mean?
I think for us, I think we're guaranteed top four. The run we have right now is we need to win 3 out of the last 4 games. 3 of them are at home, pretty
Yeah,
much winnable games. I think it's Wolverhampton, Bournemouth, Chelsea, and
yeah,
Fulham. Should be
yeah.
able to win 3 of those. But so for us, it's like I think we just think to ourselves like we have top four now. We're taking a bit easy now. We have a
Hmm.
week's rest. Finally, we've been having like 3 games a week every week now. Finally, now we
Yeah,
have a week's rest, and I think everybody's head in the United squad is now on the FA Cup final.
yeah, yeah. When I look at Man United, it's like the honeymoon period is over. You know, like a lot of people are calling out your manager now. They're saying he might not be as good as we thought he is. It's just a strange one. You know what I mean? With Man United, the problems they have is injuries now. You know, what I mean, you haven't got the strength like in squad wise. It's more or less previous managers' squad. So we could look at the team, and I could show you like what's going on compared to previous seasons. It's a strange one in my opinion. Why people are all of a sudden having a go at your manager? It's not his fault. It's not even his team yet. It's gonna take him a few seasons to get to that team that he's sorry, that's the wrong one. To get to that team that you want him to get, to compete in for the title on a regular basis. And you're not gonna challenge anyone right now. Let's be honest. I mean, and with the squad you got, especially like you got De Gea making mistakes at the back now. What do you make out of De Gea, bro? Like in general, like
Nah,
have you had enough of him, or are you still supporting him in a sense of like he's a legend, he's done a lot for the team, or is those mistakes that's happening right now just one too many?
now, obviously, he's a legend of the club. Like he's been there since 2013, 2012.
Mm.
He's had I think, the most player of the years in the club's history or something like that, or close to
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yes, he has been saving us in many moments. But since 2018, I don't know what happened in
Hmm.
that World Cup when Ronaldo scored a hat trick. But after that, it's just been on the decline every time, and it's always in the big games. That's what
Yeah,
annoys
yeah,
me. Is the Chelsea semi-final, Europa League final.
yeah.
You have the Barcelona game in 2019, 2018. Like, it's
Hmm.
always the big game. So I think for me, he has to go. Or if he wants to say, he can take a
Yeah.
crazy wage and just be a backup keeper if he wants to. But
He's not a young guy anymore. He's 32 years old from what I've just seen, and obviously he's gonna his career's going in decline. If you play football at my age, you will know what I'm talking about. It happens to everyone. Your legs doesn't connect with your brain anymore like it used to, if you know what I mean. And what you want to do, like what you used to do in the past, doesn't happen anymore. That's what's happening to him at the moment. 32 is still young for a goalkeeper, but it's just one mistake's too many to the point that it's costing you games, if you know what I mean, Casper. And it shouldn't really be costing you games, and to the point that the teams below you are catching you up. Like 1 point, bro. Like when you guys were about 10 points clear, more than that. I mean, that's due to mistakes that's happening at the back as well. What about the defender Martinez? Is he important to you guys? Because since he's not been at the back, you haven't been the same. I've noticed. And although he hasn't got, he's not the physical specimen like everybody else or wants him to be. I think he does a lot for that defense side of your game.
yeah, 100%. I think he is our most vital defender in that back five, because firstly, I think he's a great leader. You always see him every time he makes attacks of the attacks. You see him running over to them and just high fiving, and the
Yeah,
team spirit get going. He has a ruthlessness about him which we lack in the team. Like we got Van Bissaka that side tackles from time to time, but we don't really have any with like the aggression like Casemiro or something. But
yeah,
it was very unfortunate because in the same game both Martinez and Varane get injured, so it was really
yeah.
unfortunate for the backline.
Yeah, it happens to everyone. You look at Arsenal right now, like without Saliba, they're not the same team, are they? They're really struggling. They're really struggling without that defender. You need that leadership at the back. You know what I mean? And that's what this guy offers, from what I've seen. He's very, very aggressive for a small guy as well. Like he's not like he doesn't take any BS, and that's what I like about him. And I wish we had something like that at the back, because we at Liverpool at the moment, the things we have is players are too nice. If they have a white shirt and white socks, they go in there clean, they come out clean. There's no one actually giving that 100% in the midfield or in defense or attack either. Sometimes I want them to be aggressive in games so we could win it, and put the fear on other teams. Once that other teams have those fear, they won't like try things on them. But we don't do that, man, which is nice. That's why I like about Martinez. It doesn't matter who he is, it doesn't matter his size. He'll still like give it that, um, he'll give it to the other players just to show them like I'm not scared of you and all that stuff. I like him. I really like him. But enemies for life though. Don't forget that. Yeah. Janet says another show. Wow, thank you, Janet. Much appreciated. Smashing it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Liam says great concept, lad. I like it. Oh, thank you. It's something different. It's not always going to be the same, is it? Big up, John Conway. Come on, man. Big up, Uncle Roz. Please go and subscribe to him. Casper, Uncle Roz, although he's a Liverpool fan, he's the most neutral person I've ever seen, mate. He gives you guys credit all the time on his channel. Please subscribe to him, and all the people that's watching, subscribe to him as well. Big up, Roz. Yeah, so you could see like the goalkeeper um, at, at your club. I think one of the goalkeepers you had before was a Newcastle goalkeeper, wasn't it? And then you loaned him back. Do you think like there's not the reason the guy the way he is? It's not just age. It's there's no competition. Tom Heaton, man, that guy isn't. I think he came through your youth system. He left, then come back again, hasn't he?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
he is
So
Champions League winner.
is he?
Yeah.
Wow. Never thought that. Never thought that's a shock. Done nothing. Never played. No, not even one game, and he's got Champions League medal. Yeah. Do you think like what's happened to that Argentina goalkeeper you had before? The Argentinian one. He
Romero.
was yeah. What happened to him? Is he
Yeah.
alone or is he?
When Ole came in, he just played the game over and over and over and over again in the Europa League games, in the FA Cup, Carabao Cup. So he didn't
Yeah.
really get to play. So he felt his wife posted something about being disrespected and all that, and then he left in the summer.
Hey, I was thinking like that goalkeeper was fantastic. I thought like he'd be the next goalkeeper for you guys, but yeah, it's not always the sun doesn't shine on everybody else, as they say. But I honestly think like if you keep it the gay, I think that he's looking for a new contract as well, isn't he? I think
Yeah,
that's
because
what
he's
they're
out
looking
of the
at.
contract in the summer.
Well, do you think they'll resign him?
Unfortunately, I do think they will, but hopefully it won't. Just fresh starts, no hard feelings. Just leave, go to Spain or something.
Yeah,
Enjoy your
but
enjoy your
he's gonna
retirement.
be there. Yeah. What happened to Dean Henderson? He doesn't even play for Nottingham Forest anymore. I thought you guys
Yeah,
loaned him out so he could get experience.
we did, but he got injured, so Navas came
Oh.
in.
So you don't think he's gonna be number one next season? You know.
I would rather have Henderson than De Gea, but
Mhm.
my dream signing for a goalkeeper for Man United is David Raya from Brentford. I think
Really?
he's brilliant. I think he's brilliant.
Yeah, I think it's good, but I don't know if he's Man United material. You know, like sometimes going to a big team is a big bit too, like a bit. It's a big step. It's a big step for goalkeepers, and they won't perform as they do for the lower teams. If you know what I mean. Obviously, it's going to be less pressure going to the top teams, but he needs to make those important saves. And not only that, that when the pressure is on, it's difficult for goalkeepers to maintain top quality for big teams as well. You have to be a headstrong goalkeeper in order for you to play for those type of teams as well. And I don't know if he is, but you never know. I mean, he's not English, so he's from overseas. Maybe he's different from that side. um I can see you got Jack Butland. What do you think of him? Although he replaced the goalkeeper that went to Newcastle, is he going to be the future for you guys, or is
He's
he
just a
gonna?
loan signing for Crystal
That's it.
Palace.
Not going to
He'll
sign
go
him
back in the
permanently.
summer.
Yeah, yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't think so. And I can see your favorite Victor Lindelof is back in the team. Has he done all right since he come back, or is he?
I think he's been good, man. I'm not gonna lie. I think replacing Varane is a big task for anybody. I think he's done well, man. Not many mistakes from him.
Yeah, I think there's just too much pressure on him at the moment, and especially like with your defense, bro. You haven't got no consistency. If you had consistency in the defense, look who you still got. You still got Phil Jones, and you got Harry Maguire still, Rafael Varane. Although everybody like trashes Rafael Varane, the thing with Rafael Varane is he had a leader at Real Madrid, which is Ramos. With that leadership, he's not the same player. Some players need that. Some players need that. You look at Liverpool. Would Gomez be the same a few seasons back with that Van Dijk? Would Matip be the same with that Van Dijk? You know what I mean? Things like that you got to look at as well. And I think it's just too much pressure on him. I think he needs someone alongside him that's going to be consistently there, and like a captain material. Although like Martinez is good, but is he the presence that you need going forward in the future? I don't know about that. I mean, when you're going to compete for titles again and all that stuff, I don't know. I don't know. Phil Jones is still there, bro. Like, what's going on? You know what impressed me the most is I look at Luke Shaw now. He plays as a centre back, and he doesn't look out of place. Or is it
No,
just
no,
me?
he's doing well because he's used to it. Because under Ole, when we played the
Mm.
big games, we used to play five at the back.
Yeah,
Then we
I'll,
used to
I'll be
have
back in a second, bro.
Maguire,
Carry on, carry on. I'll be back.
Lindelof, and then Luke Shaw as a left centre back. So Luke Shaw is really used to playing as a centre back. Like he's got that, and he's got like kind of the build of a centre back as well. He's quite compact. He looks quite small, but I think he's over 6 foot actually.
Yeah, it's all about technical ability, isn't it, brother? With him, like he's got that ability of like running with the ball. Obviously, he had a horrific injury, as I remember, not so long ago. But it looks like he's trusted his legs again. He gets into challenges now, as he was hesitant before. I remember a lot of managers were like not happy with him the way he performs, like in games and all that stuff. Because I understood why he did that. Because from what I gathered, when you get a leg break like he did, it will take you time to get back to that flow of the game that you used to have, because you're always going to be hesitant when you go into challenges. You don't know what's going to come out. Is my leg going to break again? And a lot of players go through things like that, bro. But from what I've seen, as a left back he's good, as a centre back he's good, and he's got that pace that gets him out of trouble as well at the same time. That's what I like about him. And Delau, has he got any future at Man United, or you just give up?
I don't think so, man. If he wants to be a backup to Wan-Bissaka, like sure, but I don't see what he's good at really, because I think he's quite overrated. I
Yeah,
think it's like you used to see Wan-Bissaka and he looks a bit unorthodox when he uses the ball, and then you have
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
Dano who looks a bit more natural with the ball. But I just think he fools the fans, because if you see the crossing rate, the dribbling rate, he's just below average and everything. So I don't know what people see in him.
Yeah, because when I watch him, bro, I like him, but I don't like him at the same time. If you know, I don't know people. I don't know how to say it. It's weird. Like I can see he's got quality, but can he improve on that quality? I don't think he will, bro. I think what you see with him is what you get. You know what I mean? In certain games he'll be suited to it, but in important games he won't be suited to it. That's what I'm trying to get at when I look at him. And can Man United wait for that in the future? I don't know. I don't know. I think he's better off going to like a Spanish league or Italian league. I think he would do well on that type of league, in my opinion. Wan-Bissaka, ah, uh, I don't know what to make out of him, bro. I really don't because not a lot of people get past him. You know what I mean? That's one thing. But going forward, it's just it's just like a calamity, bro. Like he doesn't know how to cross the ball. He just passes back. I'm thinking like, bro, you're on the run. Like put the ball between the goalkeeper and the defense so someone could tap it in. No, he comes back and passes back. He keeps doing things like that, Casper. Is he the right back for you guys in the future? But what I like about him, like I said, nobody could get past him. You know what I mean, he's quick, he's strong. He's more of a centre back that plays right back. If you could understand what I'm trying to say, that's how I see it. Because right backs do put crosses in the box. He doesn't put any crosses in the box. Even his shots, you saw the other games, like he had a header, empty goal. I don't know what he tried to do. It went straight to the goalkeeper, I think it was, or something like that. So, is he still part of the plans, you think, or is your manager going to be looking elsewhere?
Okay, so the way I see it, right? Champions League, big stages. Like if you're playing against Mbappe, which other right back you
Yeah.
would you want in the league? Like, well, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, the last time he played against PSG,
Mm.
he made Mbappe switch sides with Neymar and then
Yes,
knocked
I
Neymar
remember.
down again. Like,
Mm.
uh, who else could you want when you play against a really good team? Like Mitoma again
Yeah,
made him look useless.
yeah,
Silent Maxima, he's just unbelievable when it comes to defending people. And
yeah,
I think his attacking has improved this season. It just comes on the working with because we were quite
mm,
defensive on the Ole. So now that we have Ten Hag a bit more forward with our
yeah,
fullbacks at least.
yeah, yeah.
So I think through that I think his development can really improve, and it already has under Ten Hag in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, like I said, I don't know what to make out of him. Like I look at Carl Walker, like he's not the best crosser of the ball, but he plays like a third centre back for Man City. He doesn't this season anymore because there's no pressure on Man City. They don't take Arsenal seriously. I gotta be real. I don't wanna. I try to bring an Arsenal fan over here. I try to be realistic about Arsenal. I'm not trashing them. You know what I mean, good on them for challenging for the league, man. Let's be honest there. If nobody challenged Man City this season, the league would have been a farmers league. I mean, you can't lie to yourself. But Arsenal have give it a go. And in the final hurdles, it's a bit difficult to maintain that, especially with the squad you got as well. Yeah, with Kyle Walker, this season it looks like he's been resting. You know what I mean? They haven't taken seriously this season. That kid is it Lewis? I don't know the one with the dread for
Yeah,
Man
Rico
City.
Lewis, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He's come on and he looks good. He looks good. So that's what I see about Wan-Bissaka. He's similar to Kyle Walker. They don't put a lot of crosses in, but they could defend for the team. He's like a third centre back. That's how I see him. But is this what you need in the future, or is it time you bring someone that's going to be going forward and defending at the same time? Because that's the way the football's heading at the moment. If you look at Liverpool, you look at Man City. I think they're going to go that way soon, and and then you look at the likes of Chelsea with Reece James. You look at the other teams in general in the world of football. Their right backs can do more than one thing, which is like attack, defend, and create. Is this what you need in the coming seasons, or are you settled with Wan-Bissaka to be the right back in the future?
I'm good with Wan-Bissaka being the right back because I just think when you need someone the most, you have him. And the thing I like about Wan-Bissaka is when he's in attack, he doesn't like that low, for example. He just boots it in, and
Mm,
it could go anywhere. But Aaron Wan-Bissaka, he just does his job, gives it to the better player, and let they do the job.
hmm
He just
Yeah,
does his job, move on.
yeah, it's true. What about this Tyrell? Like Tyrell, I think his name is from Netherlands. Obviously you bought him as a left back. I don't know how many left backs you got at the club. I think you got more than one now. What do you think of him, bro? Like, is he? What I've heard the other day on the commentary, maybe Man United regret signing him. I just think it's too early to say things like that. I mean, players need time. I look at Darwin Núñez at Liverpool. Everybody's trashing him. I've always said give the guy time. I mean, we know he can finish. We know he could do a lot of stuff. You're playing him out wide. You're playing him as a striker. Like if he has one position consistently in the future, maybe he'll become the player that we want him to be. You know what I mean? And with this kid, I think he's got a lot of attributes, but it's too early to judge on him. I think he will improve as time goes on. The Premier League is a difficult league, Casper. It's not an easy league. People don't understand that. There's a lot of great players that come to this league and failed, as you know, like Shevchenko's, Crespo's. Look at the names I'm giving you. Like these people came to this league in their prime and they couldn't do anything. What do you expect from a youngster coming from a smaller team, come to a bigger team, and you want him to do wonders straight away? It ain't gonna happen, man. It ain't gonna happen. It's
Mm.
gonna take time. Some people mentally are already ready because they've got nothing to lose and they got that kind of mentality. They're confident. But from him, what I can see is a progress. It's gonna eventually get better. But what do you think of him, bro? Like I know we talked about Martinez already, but what do you think of the Tyrell?
Yeah,
Tyrell,
firstly,
sorry.
he's very, 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 very young. I think it's like 2021 years
Yeah,
something. Got bought for 50 million. Still really, he was going to Lyon, but we snapped him up right before the
yeah,
eyes. And but I've seen glimpses of him where he's just is absolutely brilliant. I remember the game we played you at Old Trafford when we won against you, not the 7-0.
yeah.
I don't want to talk about that. Anyways, but but he
Seven
did he
up.
did he did a very good job against Mohamed Salah that day. And I
Yeah.
just saw I see glimpses here and there. He has some quality in his feet, but I just think he needs to compose himself a little bit more because it's very rash into the tackles.
He reminds me a bit of Patrick Evra. Patrice Evra. That's what he reminds me of. Like small, low center of gravity, and he's very quick at the same time. And his pace gets him out of trouble. And he likes that little slide tackle that Patrick Evra used to do back in the day as well. That's why when I look at him, that's what he reminds me of. But I think in the modern day football, bro, people put pressure on players too quickly. If you understand football, some players take time and some players don't. Yeah, but Sancho is another one we've got to speak about. I mean, I think this is his third season, right? I don't think it's his second season. Is that third? I swear it's third, isn't it?
I think it's the second season
Yeah, we
because
need to find that.
he came with Ronaldo and Varane.
Oh, so it wasn't last season, it was season before. So it's
Yeah.
third. Yeah. Yeah, so who's gonna end up end in the sorry, who's gonna end their season in the top four, Man United or LFC? We have to talk about that later on. Thanks, Jason. Big up though, big up. KLFC says big up guys. Much appreciated for coming on, people. I appreciate that, honestly. I appreciate it. So does Casper as well. But get busy in the chat as well. Like, have your say. You know what I mean? Is Liverpool gonna end up in the top four? Are we gonna catch up Man United and as we already did with and Newcastle, because we're not too far behind them. They only got one game in hand now. You never know what's going to happen. So yeah, with this young kid Tyrell, I think he's going to be a brilliant player. Just give him time. I think eventually he will become the left back that you want him to be. How many left backs can you sign, Casper? How many that you do you need like to compete on a regular basis? You can't have about 20 left backs, can you? Although you can spend the money and you're probably going to get more money with the new ownership eventually as well, which is going to be frightening if you get those guys. Fred, bro, what do you make out of Fred, man? Because the reason I'm speaking to you guys about things like this at the moment, so I want to bring different guests all the time. What are you guys going to do next season and the upcoming seasons to improve your squads to compete with the likes of Man City and whoever's up there? You know what I mean? Because Man City, all they're going to do is strengthen. Newcastle, they were relegation zone last season before obviously the January transfer window, and then as soon as they invested, they got up that league. Now they're competing for top four. So money talks, bro. So in order for you guys to come back to where you guys were 10 years ago, had what do you have to? I'm not taking the piss, by the way. Sorry about the language, people. I'm not taking the mic. What do you guys need to do? What do you have to improve? Like what areas of the pitch? Like Fred, I think he's been here a long time now. He should be established first team player, but he's done nothing, bro. He does it now and again little bits, but the consistency isn't there with him. Shouldn't you buy a better quality player for you guys to be, up there challenging with the big boys, as you guys are, of course. I'm not here, no pun intended.
Now, Fred is an interesting one. He's a really interesting because he has these games where he just completely takes over, runs the midfield, and then the next 5, 6 games he's just costing us the ball. His first touch is
Yeah.
horrendous, but he can be as a backup if he really wants it. But I don't really see a place for him in this Man United team.
How old is he now? He's got to be like close to 30 right now.
Yeah, I think he's pushing 30.
Yeah, I think it's time to go. From unbiased, point of view, I think it's time to go. He stayed there for far too long. Some players just stay in the club for too long, don't do anything. I remember was it Anderson? He was good in the beginning. I remember him playing against Gerrard. He was just killing Gerrard every single time that Brazilian Anderson you had. But it just came. He became nothing afterwards. Like he was just sitting on the bench, never does anything. And this is how I see Fred. Like it's similar kind of attributes, and he's just doing nothing at the moment. Like you said, he comes on, he comes to the first team sometimes, gives away the ball, what happens when he gives away to the opponents? They score a goal. You know what I mean? And it shouldn't be like that. He should not play. He should not be playing against you. He should be playing for you. You know what I mean? So that's what you need to work on next season, in my opinion. Like the likes of Fred, like Mata. Look how long Mata was still in your team for years, never improved. You know what I mean? And you still waited for him. Um, I want to talk about Fernandez, bro. Uh, is he captain material the way he acts on the pitch, bro? Like, I want to discuss that. I know like some people like that stuff, like biting at the referees, biting at the players. I think Sanchez told him to be quiet once because he just talked too much. Yeah, I mean, as a captain, shouldn't he really be having a go at the players, let alone, you know what I mean, not the referees, if they're not doing something good on the pitch? Because I think he shies away from having to go at the players. He just takes it out on the refs or, the opponents or something like that.
I've seen him go at quite a few players this season or the seasons before, but I think it's important because he's the only one that complains to the ref when something is like obviously wrong.
Yeah.
And then I've seen multiple instances on the pitch where he has not played.
Yeah.
And there's been like a goal where there was a foul or something, and he
Yeah.
went to look. There's a foul. There's this, there's that,
Yeah.
and the referee has just okay gone to the VAR. And then other times where he hasn't done that and he hasn't been on the pitch, the referee hasn't even looked at it. So I think it's important to have a player that is at the referee all the time, puts pressure on. And he said it himself. He like, you need these different kind of leaders on the pitch, and somebody has to be at ref all the time. And
Yeah.
so
But
yeah,
but do you think like he's a captain material? Do you think like is he the leadership that you need on the pitch, or do you need a leadership that can organize on the pitch? Because he doesn't look like he's an organizer. He looks like he's a moaner. Like when we beat you guys 7-0. I don't want to go back to it, but your team was doing the substitutions and he was asking to come off. What kind of leader does that? You know what I mean? Like he shouldn't be doing things like that. He still should be on the pitch fighting for you guys, fighting for that badge, if you know what I mean. Like Steve Bruce that you had before, like Roy Keane, Paul Ince, like these kind of players that you had in the past. And he doesn't seem to me to be that type of player. He's like, if things don't go his way, he's throws a dummy at the pram, and unless someone has a word with him, tell him like, I want you to be my lead on the pitch, organize on the pitch. He's still going to continue doing things like that. Like that, I felt disrespected as a Man United fan. If I was a Man United fan, the way he did, what he did in that 7-0 defeat against Liverpool, like said, I want to come off while you're getting battered in the game. You shouldn't say things like that, man. Leadership don't do that. They fight for the team. At least do a challenge that's saying like, I'm here on the pitch. You know what I mean? Instead of like crying like a baby saying, get me off. And that's what he did, bro. I don't think he's a captain material. I think he's one of those players that needs to just concentrate in his own game, let alone like trying to lead the team. Because like if you're trying to lead the team, you need more than what he's giving, and I think it's a bit too much for him, bro. Honestly think that. McTominay, I know like you're a fan of his. Is it time, or obviously he come from your youth system, or you want to give him some more opportunities? He
I
does have some
I think he
outstanding
has to
games at the
go.
same time as well.
I think he has to go. I
Yeah,
don't think there's a question because I do think he could do really well at a club like Newcastle. Has been looking at him for quite some time now,
yeah.
or like because I think that's the best he's going to get if he can get a move to Newcastle and starting games there. I think that's the best because he's not going to start over Casemiro, is he?
Nah,
That's just not happening.
yeah, yeah. I think so as well. I think um, he'd be good. Like if Declan Rice leaves West Ham, I think he'd be good like he'd be good for West Ham. I honestly think that. I think these are type of players that would perform in that kind of level. I'm not diminishing. I'm not trying to disrespect West Ham. I'm just trying to say like he will perform better and he will stand out in that type of team, not like in that level. I think that's what he should be going to. Not, I mean, he's basically disappearing at Man United. You don't see a lot about him, if you know what I mean. So we've got three more players here, bro. Donny, man, is that a waste of money, or you still have
I think
hope?
we can say it's a waste of money now.
Yeah.
I don't.
How much you buy it
I
for anyway? I don't know.
I think it was 30 million. I don't think it was too
Ooh.
much, but yeah, it's time to go for him. Like I think that injury totally killed him against Fulham in December or January when I think that because he was starting to get some game time
Yeah.
interchanging with Bruno, but I think that just game ending injury just absolutely ruined his chance. That's saying it.
I think the kid at Ajax was a different level, but what we need to understand is there's one thing playing for Ajax and there's another thing playing in the Premier League for Man United. You know what I mean? There's two different leagues, first of all, two different teams, second of all, as well. Ajax dominate that league. Man United don't dominate this league anymore. So when you're coming to a team like Man United, you have to change the way you think your game and all that stuff. And I don't think he's adapted in that way. Although he has the best attributes for a player that plays in his position. Um, how long can you wait for him, bro? You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like, how many times have we looked at players like we just talked about Fred and McTominay? Next season is going to be the best season for them. Next season is going to be the best for them. How long can you say things like that? You know what I mean, until nothing comes out eventually. But I think, yeah, I think he's done. I think he's done. 7 games this season, and majority of them as a sub. Nah, not good enough. Need a replacement for that one. Ericsson, I'm impressed. I'm impressed, bro. I'm impressed. You know what I mean? This guy, I remember the World Cup. Is it Euros or what? Euros. What happened to him? I was devastated, bro. Absolutely devastated. I don't want to see that on the pitch, but the way he came back from things like that and performed for Brentford and now you guys, it's outstanding. Like I've said, I'm more of a technical ability kind of fan, and I love technical players. I was myself, like when I used to play football. I used to like mirror myself like Baggios and players like that. And he's just outstanding, I think, man. He's your player of the season so far, in my opinion. I honestly think that. You might disagree, but has he got a future at Man United? Even though, like, I think he's in his 30s now.
I think I think I think he has a future as a bench player. I don't think he's good enough to start week in and week out. I think his legs are going, and I think we need better in that position, because if you got Casemiro and Bruno, I think we need like a Frankie De Jong or a
Mm,
Bellingham or a Caicedo, or just someone that can just really come in and be here for the next, just build up a relationship between the players.
yeah. Yeah, I think he has a future, man. You know, like with him, he's a number 10, plays like a number 10. He works hard for the team. He might not have the pace as some, but his brain gets him out of trouble on a regular basis when he plays football, which I like about him as well. Casemiro, obviously, is the wrong side. I think 30 now, 31. I think he's heading towards. He has changed the way you guys play, but do you think like it's like 8 years too late? This should have been done like 8 years ago. I mean, he's only got a couple of seasons left in that position. I mean, Brazilians don't last. You saw Fernandinho. He left Man City, I think, age of 35 or something like that. Um, what do you think of him, man? Has he been what you expected or not?
I think it's been more than we expected. I cannot lie, because I think he just revolutionized our midfield like completely. You can see the difference in when we play him and when we don't play
Mm-hmm.
him. And as well as that, he just came in after a
Mm-hmm.
bad start, lost 2-1 loss to Brighton at home, and then a 4-0 loss to Brentford. He just came in, and the season started going smoothly again. Like, we won against Arsenal at Old Trafford. We started winning more and more games. We won our first trophy in like 6 years now, finally.
Yeah, I remember in the Mourinho. Yeah,
Yeah, I just think he's absolutely brilliant. And I think maybe Casemiro is one of those types that can stay in the game a bit longer.
yeah.
He reminds me more of a Casemiro, rather, no, not a Casemiro, he's Casemiro, but like a Thiago Silva rather than
Yeah.
Fernandinho.
Listen, I've always liked Casemiro. It's 31 now from what I've seen on the actual, yeah, profile of his. I think it's just like 10 years to 8 years, 8 years too late. I think he should have been bought a while ago, and I think you overspent on him. You could have looked somewhere else for a similar player, but younger version that can grow with the team, and then you'll be in a better position in the next couple of years, if you know what I mean. Because it's like we want to play a here and now, and I think it's just wrong in that way. But listen, you got you a trophy, and you're already in another final and you could be in the top four at the end of the season. So it worked out in some way, but it's just retaining that in a continuous basis. And I don't see him being there in the future, like in the next 3 to 4 years. And the seasons go by so quick as well, Casper. They don't. I mean, 3 years, 4 years. It's just like that. A click of a finger and it's gone. What do you think of this guy, man? The Sabitzer, yeah, from obviously is it Leipzig or Salzburg? I think he's one of those two anyway. You got him from Bayern Munich. My bad, my bad. You got him from Bayern Munich. What do you think of him? Do you want to keep him?
I want to keep him. I've been impressed with him, but I don't want him as a starter again. I want him more as a bench player. Well, I
Yeah,
think because he can play in every single position in that midfield, I just think it's worth keeping. It's like he's going to be cheap as well. It hasn't really worked out for Bayern Munich,
yeah,
and we know what a player is in there from the Leipzig days, and we've seen glimpses of him in the United shirt. I
yeah.
just think he's a no-brainer for me.
But yeah, that's true. Yeah, big up Kai, big up the football century. Yes, 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 yes. Andrew, welcome for coming on. Thank you very much. Great stuff, guys. Thank you, thank you. We're just talking about Man United in general, like the top four. We're just gonna go through it. I've done the top two yesterday, so I want to see from Casper's point of view what he needs next season, next like coming seasons for them to compete for the title. Because this is what Man United is all about, competing for the titles on a regular basis, and they haven't done that for a while. Although they finish second now and again, but I'm talking about the competitive edge that they used to have in the past was Alex Ferguson, and we're looking at what players, what formations that probably we're going to discuss in the next time as well that can get them league titles in the future as well. So how do you say his name? Garancho,
Garnacho.
yeah, Garancho. Yeah, I don't know how to say that. I'm bad with names, bro. What do you think of this kid, man? I don't think he's wicked, man. I think he's
Yeah,
something different. He gives you the breath of fresh air, like when you look at him as well. Like he's full of running, full of energy, and he's got that cutting edge in a player that makes him stand out, if you know what I mean, in games. And I like that. I like that. You know, the cocky kind of players. He's very, very, very cocky on the pitch, and it's impressive. It's impressive. So, is he the future for Man United? Is he going to bring a lot, you think? And or is he going to be one of those players that's like playing for Man United and then request a move to Real Madrid or Barcelona eventually?
I think he's going to Real Madrid in a couple of
Yeah, they
years.
always do it.
I think so, but he's the best player I've seen come straight from the academy into the first team
No.
since. But I don't think he's better than the guy who shall not be named.
Mm. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I think he's got a great future ahead of him. This kid, like 15 games, obviously majority of them from the bench, and 2 goals, 2 assists. From what I've seen, he's got a big, big future. That kid, and it's frightening. It's frightening to watch. Rashford, obviously, he's tailed off recently. He hasn't been that consistent like he was in the first half of the season. Um, it's just Rashford, isn't it? It's just
Yeah,
Rashford being Rashford. Let's just be honest there. 33 games, 16 goals, 5 assists in the Premier League. It's not bad return for a guy who plays that wide and plays as a striker sometimes as well. But do you want more from him? I mean, should he be more impactful? Should he be the focal point of your team? Should he be the leader, obviously, by now? I mean, he's not a young person anymore. I'm sure he's like in mid 20s now, isn't he? Or 27, something like
yeah.
that, isn't he? Something, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but I don't think the Premier League stats doesn't really justice because if you look at the
Hmm.
other stats, yes,
Yeah,
I think he has like 41, 42 goal contribution this season.
yeah.
Around no fifth was this 29 plus 11.
It's 25,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So he has a lot of goal contributions this season, and most of them have come at crucial times, like Newcastle FA Cup final against
Hmm.
Barcelona. But he's gonna stay here forever, man. I don't think I think he's gonna be like a one club player.
Is he
I
gonna
don't
get that
see him
contract
leaving.
though, bro? Like, I mean, I've noticed that he performs when the contract is on the table. Yeah, I've seen that before. I remember his last contract. He was all of a sudden he's awake, but he's been saying he had a back injury or something like that for a while, and it destroyed his, confidence because he was playing with a back injury on a regular basis. Even though he told the coaching staff, "I can't play," but they didn't have the obviously personnel to replace him in that position. So he was playing with injuries apparently from the last couple of seasons. That's why he's performing better now. He had a lot of rest and rehab and all that stuff on the back. And now he looks like the Rashford that we all expect, and even better to be honest. But in the last couple of games, I've noticed he's tailed off, even though he causes trouble on the other teams. Um, yeah, but I can see him. I can see him, mate, like staying at Man for a long time. But it depends on that contract, though, isn't it? Like, what are you gonna give him? Are you gonna give him more than he's getting now? He's getting 300K a week now, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't think it will go down drastically or up drastically. I think it'll be kind of similar because I don't when you're performing at the numbers he have performed this season, I don't really think you can reduce his wages. That just
Mm,
doesn't make any sense. And
exactly.
United have got a ridiculous wage policy. We pay some crazy wages to people, man.
For a team that's not competing for titles, that major titles, it's just too much in my opinion, man. I think you just need to get back to basics. You know what I mean? Like you need players that want to play for the team instead of like players that here for money. That's 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 the focus Man United have lost. That's the way Liverpool's heading as well at the moment with our team. Like we're paying ridiculous wages to players when the team won you the title. You get what I'm saying, Casper? Like if you look at Man United in the old days, it was the team that won you the title. It wasn't the individual. There was individual brilliance, but you did it as a team. And once you step away from things like that, that's when you're gonna have to start worrying because the other players will say, "Oh, but I won the league. Why am I getting the wages I deserve?" You know what I mean? It gets through that. It gets through players' heads, and humans. We're all humans. You know what I mean? And if you have a job, you think the same way in it. If you think like someone is getting more wages than you, that you do more, like more work than them, you're gonna ask questions as well. So that's what we've got to be careful. I've always said it with our teams. We're not that type of teams. Players play for badges, and that's what we need to get back to, in my opinion. I know that football doesn't go that way anymore, but the badge means a lot. You know what I mean, Casper? The badge means a lot, man. We're big clubs, man. We're massive clubs. The Jadon Sancho, bro. What do you make out of him, man? Like we looked at, I think it's his third season now.
Yeah.
Um, Still hasn't cemented the place in the starting lineup like on a regular basis. He's still in and out of the team. Um, is Man United a step too far for him, bro, from Dortmund?
I think he should have stayed at Dortmund for like a couple more years, maybe. But
Yeah, I think so too.
because I see now, I still see these glimpses of moments where he just produces magic because he can dribble really well. But when I see him most of the time, it looks like he lacks confidence in himself. Like
Yeah.
because sometimes I see him try to dribble past players, but now he just wants to pass the ball sideways and backwards. He doesn't really want to do anything anymore.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. When I watch Sancho nowadays, compared to the Sancho that was at Dortmund, I don't really watch German football. I don't watch football in general other than the Premier League. If I can, I'll just make a bit of effort. When I watched him at Dortmund, he looked more confident. He was the main man at Dortmund. Like everything was going through him in the right wing. I don't remember him playing the left wing. I remember him in the right wing, like producing goals and setting up goals as well, and which he's struggling with at Man United at the moment. Like I said to you in the beginning of the stream, sometimes going to a bigger club too early can cost you, a lot of stuff, and people will look down on you instead of like looking up. He was in the England team not so long ago when he was at Dortmund. Now he's not in the England team anymore because he doesn't play a lot at Man United, which is strange for Gareth Southgate. He doesn't. He plays the Maguires and all that stuff that don't play. You know what I mean, for the first team, but it's strange. It's strange the way that guy goes on about things. Yeah, but with Sancho, 3 seasons now, bro. Like we just looked at, 22 appearances, majority of them as a sub 5 goals, 2 assists. It's not good enough. It's not a good return for a midfielder that you wanted like a creative side of things from, and helping with the goal contribution as well. Although it's only 22 games and 5 goals, it's not bad. You know what I mean? Because but I expect more from him, bro. I expect him to be, that winger, that flying winger that everybody wants him to be, and it's just not working out, bro. It's just not
Yeah,
working out. I
I
think
think
it's a
next season is his make or break season.
yeah,
I think that's the end all and be all.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Either
hundred
he
percent,
makes it
man.
or he's gone.
It's sad, man. It's sad because he had a lot of potential, man. A lot of potential, but it's a bridge too far for some people. You know what I mean? Like you got the manager. You keep changing every single time. That's number one. Number two, new coaching staff that he has to adapt to. Number three, the fans are going to be on your back. If he's not like a Manchester boy, is he? So the fans are going to be back on his back all the time to perform even better. And he's got all those hurdles to go through in order for him to be the player everybody wants him to be. And it looks like he's struggling with it, bro. Great players don't need that much time. I mean, a season is enough, but 3 seasons, bro, that's a bit too far, man. It's a bit too far. Um, I got to get into this one, bro. Like 85 million was it for Anthony? Something like that.
Yeah,
100 million. Sorry, it was 100 million, but 80 probably 80 million pounds. What do you think of him, bro? Oh man, I've never seen a player that gets into good positions and just destroys it at the end, man. So many times, man. I think he's just an entertainer. I don't think he's a formation player. Like you could stick him in a formation and make him perform on a regular basis. You know what I mean? I think he's just one of those players that just likes to entertain people. That's what I think he is, and I
yeah,
don't think
but
he, I don't think he will improve from there.
I think he's got massive improvement because he's only 21 years of age. To be fair to him, Ben,
Yeah.
and he has a really technical side to him. He's really funny to watch sometimes, and he's a really hot head as well. He wants to
Yeah,
fight all the time. I saw Lewis Dunk a couple of days ago.
yeah,
But I think he's one of the players that will properly fight for to win the game. I think he has really good passion, and these days it's hard to combine like players that are that good technically and has the passion as well.
yeah,
So and to be fair, as a winger with not really a good striker up top, it's it's not that much you can do really in his defense.
yeah. It's true, man. I just think it's just too much too soon. The money. Sometimes when you pay a lot of money for players, that costs them their performances on the pitch as well, because that's extra weight on their shoulders to perform on a consistent basis, which he's struggling with at the moment as well. I think he's a good player, but I think he's just an entertainer. You know what I mean? If I want to watch someone like Ronaldinho, that's what it is. You know what I mean? No championships follows players like that on a regular basis, and that's what he likes to do on the pitch. Like I said, he's got fire. He's only 21, but can a manager get into him and tell him like you got to do more than what you're doing? 4 goals in 22 games and 1 assist. And I mean, he's a winger. You expect more than 1 assist in a season in the Premier League. You know what I mean, bro? That's not good enough in any kind of expectations. But yeah, I think he's got a lot of improving to do. Can he get better? Maybe so. Like you said, maybe he can. But I don't think so. I think what you see is what you get. The Premier League it's not a forgiving place. It takes you a while to get to, the position that you want to get to, and I can't see him like lasting that long. It's just like Fred to me, just like Fred and players like that. They're gonna be like in the wilderness eventually, and not gonna be performing in the first team on a regular basis. That's what worries me about Anthony. But 100 million, bro, 100 million. That's too much, bro. That's just too much. And then you got Anthony Martial. How long can you wait for him, bro? How long can you wait for this guy?
What a talent he is, and it certainly was, man. But I think it's time to go. Unfortunately, like I love Martial, man, but the injuries is just too much. It's too unreliable.
Yeah, I think so as well, man. How long can he wait? I remember when he made his debut against Liverpool, scored that goal, and Skirtle was running somewhere else. I don't know. I still can't find Skirtle somewhere. I think that ended his career at Liverpool after that. That was just a terrible, terrible defending, man. I'll never forget that. And I see Martin Tyler shouting at that goal. Bloody Benteke scored an overhead kick, bro. Why, I mean, come on, man. Don't give me my show's goal is the best goal of that game. This guy, Workhorse. What do you think of him, bro? I liked him when I first saw him. I thought it's something different. The guy's height and everything like that. I thought he produced something different to Man United attacking. Like he doesn't even play as a number 9. He's playing as a number 10. No goals in the Premier League. Only 1 assist, 14 appearances. Are you gonna re-sign this guy, or is that's it, man?
Nah, get him gone, man. It's not nice to say, but he's not a Man United level caliber. He's a
Nah,
championship player.
nah, yeah, man. So, Casper, in order for you guys to challenge next season, bro, what do you exactly need, like, to climb up that table, bro? To, I'm sure finishing fourth and third and second ain't what Man United is all about. They should be finishing, ahead of your city rivals. I don't know how you guys let that happen, man. It's like Liverpool letting Everton go above them. I don't know how Everton won that game yesterday, by the way. I'm still in shock right now. I know we spoke about it off air. Um, yeah, I don't get it. Like, how can a big club like Man United let Man City just? I know they got all the money in the world, so have you guys. But like, are you guys gonna be second best going forward? You got to do something surely. You got to plug the gaps like in your like midfield, goalkeeper, defense, and all over the place. How many players do you actually need, Casper, to get into that challenging Man City or whoever is up there in next season?
Okay, so firstly we need a new goalkeeper.
Hmm.
Then we need a backup centre back.
Yeah, backup or
Then
someone that starts.
it is mainly going to be one that starts because of Rafa Varane's injuries all the time. So it's going to be like interchanging between them two.
Hmm.
Then starting midfield next to Casemiro, like maybe a Frankie De Jong or something.
You keep
And
chasing this kid, but he never comes. Like it's not like
that,
Barcelona are full of money or anything like that. They want to sell. You know what I mean? Why
yeah,
isn't it? Why don't you get it over the line, this kid? And this is his old manager that's at your club as well.
I, I don't know. I've heard multiple reasons why. I've heard some say it's because Barcelona owe him money and he doesn't want to leave until that money is getting paid to him. And I've heard reasons like his girlfriend doesn't want to come, so he's not going to come out.
Oh my god!
There's plenty of reasons, man. But I think he would fit us like a glove.
And do you need
Absolutely
other
perfect.
positions as well in
The
midfield,
the
or do
main
you need a forward?
position,
Hmm.
the main position we need is a striker. Like
Oh, well, out
absolutely,
and out striker, like a number 9.
yeah, 100%. Like an Osimhen, maybe a Harry Kane.
Do you think Harry Kane's a bit too old now? Like, he's 30 now, isn't he? Do you
Yeah,
think like
but
spending about 100 million on a 30-year-old when you should be like addressing that place for a younger person?
I think right that if we cannot sign Osimhen,
Hmm.
I think we should go for Kane because the years we are gonna get out of him, I think we're gonna be challenging if we get Harry Kane because he can just do it all. Like he can create play, he can finish. Like just don't give him any penalties in a high tension situation, and you're good.
Yeah, but I think you need younger than that, bro. I've said that to you earlier about the Casemiro thing. The reason Man United are where they are is because they're signing too many players that's past their prime. I'm not saying Harry Kane's past his prime. He's in his peak of his powers now. The pace is gone, as you can see in the Premier League when we watch him right now. He's more of a creative number 9 than actual. He's at number 10. He's more like a number 10 now. Scores his goals, don't get me wrong, but don't you want success to be maintained instead of like couple of years kind of success?
What like
Like
you've
the
had,
old, huh? Yeah,
like you
we've
had.
tried. Listen, we've tried. You know what I mean? We can't compete. We ain't got no money. You know what I mean? You know that song? We ain't got no money, but we're gonna win the league. That's us. You know what I mean? But you have the money. You could get even more money in the future. But like I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like, why don't you go back to what you used to do before? I know, like, it's yesterday football, but if you get a young team together that can grow together, the success will be like prolonged, wouldn't it? It'd be like season in, season out. If you don't win the league, you could win another cup or something like that. Um, but when I see you guys trying to sign players 30 plus, that's not going to be long success, man. You're going to keep going through the same stuff season in and season out. And for a club like Man United that was built from nothing, when Fergie arrived in 1985, and he maintained that success for 20 years. It shouldn't be the way. I love it. Don't get me wrong, as a Liverpool fan, but as a person who's unbiased, um, it shouldn't happen like that, man. I think like you need to go in the younger route, rebuild from there. You got the right manager, I suppose, in your eyes, and he's young as well. I don't think he's going to be that type of manager that says, "Oh, I want to go to Barcelona, Real Madrid eventually," or anything like that. I think he will stick it out like Klopp at Liverpool, even if offers from Madrid and Barcelona come to him. Um, yeah, I think he should go the young route, rebuild, start from scratch, and let him get his own players in, and I think you'll climb that table. Because Man City is always going to spend, bro. No, they're good boys now. Apparently, they are good boys. They're doing the financial fair play now. Apparently, since they've been slapped in the hand. But yeah, I don't see them. I don't see them. You know, being nice. I think they're still going to spend a lot of money. Kyle Walker's come to the tail end of his career. Laporte is old, doesn't play much anymore. Um, Cancelo on loan at Bayern Munich. Do you think Cancelo would have been loaned if Liverpool were challenging? I don't think so. You know what I mean? They knew they're going to beat Arsenal in the league. Let's be honest. They knew it. They knew it. I'm not. Listen, I don't want to be harsh, but it's true, Caspar. They knew they were going to beat Arsenal. Let's be honest. You don't sell your players to your rivals who's going to compete with you, and then put your feet up of saying like they win the league. You're not gonna do that, man. They knew it was gonna happen. They knew Arsenal was gonna drop off eventually, and they did. Um, yeah, I think you should go that route. I know you probably disagree with me. I think like just
I
rebuild.
don't necessarily disagree with you, but I just don't think it will work with our fan base because if you put too much young players in, it's going to be like a roller coaster all the time. And I would love to see that and just like have because you feel more emotion. Under Ole, we had a really young team.
Yeah,
Now we're not getting more experienced player, and the results become a little bit more consistent. But in the
mm,
future, it's going to be more of a problem.
yeah,
But the fans would just go be on their back all the time, and you know what that does to young players' confidence. It absolutely
exactly.
crushes it.
Exactly, bro. So let's talk about Newcastle, bro, before we go. Obviously, people, we discussed about Manchester United, like from top to bottom. We're not going to go, obviously, elaborate with Newcastle. I need someone from Newcastle to, talk to about Newcastle, how they're going to be, transforming this team in the future as well. But What do you think of them, bro? Like in general, Newcastle. I'm really in shock for a team last season that was in the bottom three in the first half of the season. They made a couple of signings in January, and all of a sudden they shot up that table. And this season they're competing for the top four. I think that's crazy. I honestly, especially look at the goalkeeper Nick Pope, Burnley player. That's in goal. And then you look at the defense. Not many have changed. They still got the same defenders, but Botman. What a player, bro! What a player Botman is. I can't believe a lot of teams didn't go for that player. I thought we was gonna get him a couple of seasons ago. Remember the season we had no defense. I thought like
Yeah,
we was gonna go for him, and I remember Font saying another player is leaving me from our team like Lille when he was out there. I think he's outstanding. But you look at their team, bro. Not many. Not what's changed? Not a lot. Only look, Kieran Trippier. He's an outstanding player. I'm surprised the way he's playing. To be fair, because I remember at Tottenham, not many Tottenham fans liked him because he was making a lot of mistakes, and teams were getting at him, going past him. He hasn't got the pace to recover. But since he's come back from Spain, I think he's one of the best right backs in the league, and I understand why Gareth Southgate picks him in the England team as well. He takes set pieces. He defends well. He's a captain now, so he's done a lot of things. I think he's 30 years old as well. I don't think he's a young guy, Kieran Trippier. I think he's in his 30s now. So yeah, they bought him, and I don't know how people missed out on this player, bro. Bruno Guimaraes. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Yeah, this guy. How did we all miss out on this guy, bro? How? Like he's the perfect midfielder for any team. Am I wrong here, Casper, or what?
nah, 100%. He's unbelievable. He's
He's
just doing bits.
aggressive. He can pass the ball. He could like take shots from outside the box. He's like what I like about him most of all, like I said in the beginning, like, he's very aggressive. He doesn't take any BS from anyone. If he has to go for that ball, he will go for that ball to win it as well. And I'm just shocked. Like a lot of teams have missed that. I think they bought him from Leon, haven't they? Leon. And then you look at Newcastle. Not many play. Look, they still got the old players. Look, still Almiron improved. Like a bit of injection in your pocket can help you a lot, innit? So that's what's happened. Like extra money in your pocket is wanted because it makes you perform to different levels. Look, Joe Linton, failed striker. He was their number 9 not so long ago. Now he transited to a number 8 in midfield. Now he's actually defending for the team. He's attacking for the team. He's more aggressive now in that position. Like it takes a lot from a striker to move into midfield as well, and I think he's brilliant. I think he's brilliant in that role. And then you got Callum Wilson, like 27 appearances, 15 goals, 4 assists. Every time I see him, he's scoring a goal. Callum Wilson, you know what I mean? And not many people expected him to be that number 9 that can score that many goals in a season. Like 15 goals in the Premier League already, bro. Like that's amazing. That's absolutely and look, 27. It's not even 30 appearances. 27 appearances. So and 4 assists. It's not bad return for a striker, man. They finally found the number 9 since Alan Shearer. You know what I mean? And then you got these guys, Saint Maximin. I don't know if he's played recently. They keep him on the bench. He doesn't hardly play.
Yeah, they saw him against Van Bissaka and then it was over.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
like. Oh, thanks, Lord. And then you got Isak. Like I like this player. I really like this kid. Like he could play out wide. He could play as a striker as well. So you look at Newcastle, bro. They've not signed many, but they're competing for the top four. And what I like about them, they haven't lost a lot of games either. Like they've corrected that. They've only lost 2 games at home this season. That's to Arsenal and Liverpool. Other than that, they've been outstanding in my opinion, man. And look at the losses, bro. Like that's crazy. Like only five losses in a whole like 34 games from a team like Newcastle with the Joe Lintons and all these players still playing for them. That's impressive, man. If teams like that can do that with a little bit of injection or like of money, then anything is possible for other teams if they spend as well. That's what we need to do actually. We need to spend ourselves. So you're looking at the top four, bro. Where is that gonna be at the end of the season, in your opinion? Before we leave, like, where do you think it's gonna finish?
I,
Are
I,
you
I,
worried?
nah. I'm confident in United because the only thing I'm worried about is you getting into the top four because I see Newcastle's run now. It's crazy, bro. They have
Eh,
City,
I can't believe it.
Brighton,
I can't believe it.
Arsenal. So for we have easy games, but I think we'll get third quite comfortably. But Newcastle, I don't know about Newcastle, man. Hopefully they can manage to get into the top four over you, and you can say,
Mhm.
"Oh, whoa, nah, you
We haven't
deserve
seen that
that,
for a
man.
long time, bro. We
Nah,
don't do
you
Thursday night
deserve
football.
that. You deserve that."
We haven't seen that for a long time, so I wouldn't hold my breath, man. Oh, I hate that. I hate that. Oh, I hate that tune. I can't do Thursday nights. No, 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 no. Not doing watch alongs for that, man. That's for sure, man. So this is your next fixtures. You've got Wolverhampton and Bournemouth away. That's not going to be easy, you know. Although like Bournemouth lose a lot of games, they've got nothing to lose now, haven't they? They've cemented their place in the Premier League, but they're very hard against the hard. You know, when they play the likes of Liverpool, Manchester United, they put their games up, you know, and.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be easy. Wolves is not even gonna be easy, although they've lost I think recently. But they can give you a game as well. They can give you a game as well, especially the way you're performing at the moment. If you lose that game, kalas, bro, kalas. I'm telling you, man, time is ticking for you. Chelsea, we don't know what Chelsea we're gonna get. You know what I mean? We don't know what Chelsea we're gonna get. It could be a good Chelsea, it could be a bad Chelsea against you guys. So your fixture is not that easy as you think it is. Although like everybody thinks like Chelsea's a whipping boys nowadays, but they just found a better form. They've won their first game under Frank Lampard. They can like produce something as well, bro. They can produce something as well. And then you got Fulham at the end. Fulham need revenge, bro. Fulham need revenge. Remember what you did to them in the FA Cup? They they battered you, bro. They bullied
Yeah.
you on the
We'll
pitch.
have
And
top four cemented by that anyway. It don't
you know what I
matter.
mean? And you know what happened, man. Two
Nah,
sendings
nah.
off, man, and then they wasn't the same team anymore. Yeah, I think they will give you a game. I think they're angry about that game, especially Mitrovic and Marco Silva. Yeah, I don't think your fixes are that easy, bro. I honestly don't think that.
Nah, but we will have top four cemented by the Fulham game. We don't need to worry about it. Like if you look at your
We-
fixtures as well, they are not easy.
Mate, we just have to play European kind of games. Just play, 1-0 wins as we're doing. We'll be fine, man. Oh, man. So, Leeds away, that's not going to be easy for them. You know what I mean? 12:30 kickoff in the morning. Sorry, in the afternoon. It's not going to be easy for them. And Leeds have to, like, obviously do their bit for their relegation battle. And like you said, you look at the fixtures. Brighton at home. What Brighton is going to turn up? Brighton have their own objectives, don't they? They need to win
Yeah.
for their own sake. So after that last performance, man, 5-1, man. I guess that's poor. And Leicester fighting relegation as well. That's not going to be easy. Leicester have to like start doing something themselves. And Chelsea away in the last game of the season. So like you said, their fixtures doesn't look pretty. They could actually, but at the end of the day, no matter where Newcastle finished, I saw the progressions. I've
Yeah.
seen they progress. Let's be honest there, bro. We can't really put them in a bad position. They've done good. They've done good. And then you got us. Our fixtures. We've got Leicester away next. I'm not gonna be here, so
That's a difficult game. Leicester away now, they are fighting for their lives to stay up in the Premier League, bro. They are fighting. Did you see
as
the
I said,
Everton game?
bro, we have to be professional. Yeah, we have to be professional. Just play the Champions League kind of football. Get the 1-0, get the 2-0, and get out. Don't do this ticky tacky football and fancy football. Aston Villa lost recently. We beat them away after I think the World Cup. It's not going to be easy, bro, because they've got their own objectives as well. Um, that's a tough game. At home, that's good, but that's a tough game. So we've got two away games. It looks like. Is it two away? Yeah, two away games, one home game, and we've got Southampton, who are at the bottom of the Premier League from what I've seen in the last game of the season. Probably been relegated by that time. They've got nothing to play for. So yeah, our fixtures is not bad. Just got to win the last three games and hope for the best. Hopefully Man United will come down that table and we'll be laughing at you guys. Yeah, but look, man, Leeds, Leicester, Southampton. The fixtures are. I can't believe this team yesterday. I still can't. Mate, this league is fixed, man. This league is fixed. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. How can you beat Brighton, who's seventh, by 5 goals to 1? How? Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, that's me done. That's Casper done, people. Thank you for tuning in. Much appreciated, man. I wish you'd done more comments. It would have been all right for us too. But listen, any comments is good for us. Casper, please, yeah, let people know where they can find you. Obviously, we're gonna do that thing together. You could even tell them about that. You're gonna be coming back on this channel on a regular basis as well. I'm gonna try to do like a top six kind of thing in the next season, and we're gonna do a prediction league as well. So yeah, so let them know where you're gonna be, bro.
Yes, you can find me on Twitter at Casper1904, and you'll find me on here regularly as well with Fussy. Just having a laugh when Liverpool bottle the bot Europa League as well. Just you watch, bro. They go into the Conference League. Just
I,
watch it
I
happen.
don't want to hear that, guys. I don't want to hear that. I'll release him. 1 minute, Casper. I'll be back here, bro. I'll be back. I'll be back. Yes, people. I hope you enjoyed that. Obviously, I need different perspectives. I need someone else from other teams to come on here and give me their opinions on all that stuff. And Casper has done that. He's done a great job. Thanks for tuning in. Honest to God, it helps me a lot in this channel. When we get people coming on a regular basis, like I said, 2:30 afternoon is my perfect slot to do this on a regular basis for you guys. Obviously, other Liverpool channels are doing their own thing, so I don't want to clash with them. Free spaces for everyone. That's what I want to do. And like I said, I'll bring you the content that you want whenever I could come on. And I've got one more to do, which is Thursday night at 9 o'clock. Please tune in. We're gonna do Let's Talk LFC episode 39. We're heading to 40. This happened a few years ago, you know what I mean? And now we're almost hitting 40 of the episode of that one. So please tune into that one 9 o'clock on Thursday. I'm taking a rest tomorrow. I might bring a transfer news, like a video update for you guys in the tomorrow. So I might just do non-live one. So please look out for that one. The more views we get, the better for that stream as well. Thanks for coming on. Honestly, thanks for coming on. I hope you enjoyed this. Top four, we talked about it already. He thinks Man United is going to finish there. I think Liverpool could sneak it through, depending on the results of the other games. Newcastle haven't got an easy run. Neither have Man United. Neither have Liverpool. All the teams have to do now is win the remaining games, and if someone slips up, there's an opportunity for another team to go through as well. Yeah. So let me read the last comments before I go. I hope you enjoyed this, guys. Honestly, I really enjoyed it. um, Jason says streaming at work. Sorry guys for the no comments. That's okay. It's okay. Everybody has a life, you know what I mean? Great stream though. Big up, yeah. Caspar and Fozzy, thank you very much. John Conway, yes, bro. Thanks for coming on, bro. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for everyone anyway, man. Football Centrist, Andrew, Uncle Rod's gone subscribe to Uncle Rod's. He's got his own channel as well. Janet, Liam. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming on today. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you soon. Take care, everybody.